Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'll be sharing with you my February book haul. So, like I said, I'm gonna be sharing with you my February book haul. I tried to be good in February. I think some of these were like book of the month, and some other things were book mail, some giveaways that I had won, and some are ones that I did purchase, and some also were in book box subscriptions. So yeah, I think I did a little bit better this month. I think in January I overdid it, so I wanted to take a step back on some of the books I really wanted. But yeah. So the first three books I have here on this pile is going to be for the Sanderson read along, which is also, we have three other hosts. We have Princess from the Castle Library, we have Bonnie from Books with Bonnie, and we have Bree from Bree Cherie Reads. So yeah, we're starting a read along, a Sanderson read along. We're going to be reading majority of his works throughout the rest of the year, and also probably into next year, maybe, we'll see. But yes, these are the first three books of the Mistborn series. So the first book is The Final Empire, these are the UK covers. I thought the UK covers were really beautiful, so I wanted to get those. The second book is The Well of Ascension, and then the third book is The Hero of Ages. So these are the first three books. We'll be reading the first book, The Final Empire, in March, and then on the following month in April, we'll be doing a live show about the first book. So if you want to join, please let us know. And also I have the links of everyone's Instagrams and their social media, as well as their Booktube channels down below, so you can also check out the co-hosts as well, because they are amazing. But yes, these are the first three books that we'll be reading in the series, and then we'll be going on from there throughout the rest of 2022. So these are the first three books. The second book I had purchased because I do want to read this, and that is Vinyl Moon by Mahogany L. Browne. She had written Chlorine Sky, which came out last year, beginning of last year, so I definitely want to continue on with her works and read this book, which this is written in verse as well as Chlorine Sky, which is right here in the very back of the book. But let me read the synopsis, because like I said, I do love Mahogany L. Browne's work. It's brilliant. So let's see. When Darius told Angel he loved her, she believed him, but weeks later, the incident, Angel finds herself in Brooklyn, far from her family, Darius, and the only life she's ever known. Angel feels out of sync with the rhythms of her new neighborhood. At school, she can't shake the feeling everyone knows what happened and how it was her fault. The only place that makes sense is Mrs. G's HER. Her excellence is resilience and honoring everyone's roots class. And as Angel becomes immersed in her revolutionary literature course, the words of Black writers like Toni Morrison, James Baldwin, and Zora Neale Hurston speak to her and begin to heal the wounds of her past. Award-winning author Mahogany L. Browne weaves together prose, poems, and vignettes to tell the story of Angel, a young woman whose past was shaped by domestic violence, but whose love of language and music and the gift of the community grant her the chance to find herself again. So, like I said, I loved her other book, Chlorine Sky, and I definitely want to read Vinyl Moon. So maybe this will be on my TBR for March. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get this book. And then if I take the jacket off, it's just yellow. But yeah, and let me know down below in the comments if you have read this already and what were your thoughts, and also if you have read Chlorine Sky, what were your thoughts? But yeah, so I had gotten this. Next book was a pre-order, and this is by Akwaeke Emezi, which is Bitter, and this is following, I believe, Pet's mother. So yes, we get to know more about Pet's mother now. We got to learn more about Pet, and now it is her mother's turn, especially like her painting background and stuff like that. And we're back in the town of Lucille. So yes, I definitely wanted to continue on reading Akwaeke Emezi's work. They are amazing at what they do. I love all of their books. It's just fantastic. I just love their words in these books. They're very powerful and strong and captivating. So yes, definitely will continue on reading Akwaeke Emezi's work. But yeah, so I had purchased and pre-ordered Bitter, which is right here. Next, I won this from a giveaway. I don't remember. I think it was either IG or Twitter. And this is an ARC, which this book comes out on July the 26th of this year. And that is The Witchery by S. Isabel. I'm sorry about the glare, but this cover is giving me witchy vibes, which I do love that. And the title, of course, is obviously witchy because it has in its name, The Witchery. But yes, this comes out, like I said, on July the 26th. And I definitely can read the synopsis for you. So it says, the haunting season is here and the wolves are awake. It says, Hillsfort, Florida is a health mouth. Or at least that's what Logan, a new witch struggling to control her powers, think when she arrives to begin school at Mermaid's Coven Academy. She is immediately taken under the wing of the infamous Red 3, Iris, a death witch, who wants nothing more than to break the town's curse, Talia, the talented green witch, on the run from her religious family and a past that still haunts her, and Jayla, one of the most extraordinary witches at the academy, whose thirst for power may lead her down a dark path. And it says, with the haunting season approaching, wolves will soon rise from the swamp to kill, and the humans and witches must work together to survive the yearly onslaught. And the stakes couldn't be higher as two boys from Hammersmith School prepare to make their first sacrifices to the witches in exchange for protection. But old dangers lie in wait, and the cost to break the curse may be greater than any witch or human could ever know. A bewitching debut by S.S. Bell, perfect for fans of Leigh Bardugo, Zoraida Cordova, and Maggie Starkwater. So this sounds so good, and I just cannot wait to read this. So I definitely will be probably reading this in June, the month prior to its release. But yeah, definitely cannot wait to read this. Next book, I'll be doing a book review later on in March for this. This is the finished copy, and that is Blood Scion by Deborah Fallier. This book will be coming out, I believe, March 14th or 15th. And this is one of my anticipated reads of the year, and I'm looking forward to it. And even on the back it says, this is what they deserve. They wanted me to be a monster. I will be the worst monster they ever created. And that says that on the very back. And just look at the cover. It's stunning and it's giving me Avatar vibes. And I just cannot wait to start reading this. Before the synopsis, it says, I am a descendant of Shango, the god of heat and fire. I am a living inferno. I am a dead girl walking. It says 15-year-old Sloane can incinerate an enemy at will. She is a Scion, a descendant of the ancient Orisha gods. But under the brutal rule of the Lucius, her identity means her death. Her mother knew as much. She disappeared trying to hide Sloane's truth. Sloane, too, has hidden her abilities, but on her 15th birthday, she is conscripted into the Lucius army. Once taken, Sloane must not only conceal her power, but overcome the bloody challenges of youth Lucius training. But if she can infiltrate the Lucius, she could destroy her enemies. The people who think of her as less than human. The overlords responsible for her mother's disappearance. Sloane rises through the ranks and gains strength, but in doing so, risks something greater, losing herself entirely and becoming the very monster she appears. So yes, definitely cannot wait to read this. I'll be doing a whole review about this book alone. So definitely, hit that notification bell so that you'll get notifications when I upload more videos, because you don't want to miss this. But yes, I just cannot wait to read this, and I know I have a feeling I'm going to love this book, and it's definitely going to be a 5-star for me. But yes, we have Blood Scion by Deborah Fallier. Next book, which both of these books are my book of the month picks, which the first one was What the Fireflies Knew. This is by Kai Harris. And then the second book is Don't Cry for Me. It's a novel by Daniel Black. So these are the two books that I picked for book of the month. I definitely will be reading this possibly next month in March. This book sounds really amazing. I know Kels, she did an interview with Daniel Black on IG, and I really love him. He has so much energy. It was just amazing. So I definitely cannot wait to read this book and know more about the characters and what it's really about. But for the synopsis, it even says Blackfather, makes amends with his gay son through letters written on his deathbed in this wise and penetrating novel of empathy and forgiveness. It says, as Jacob lies dying, he begins to write a letter to his only son, Isaac. They have not met or spoken in many years, and there are things that Isaac must know. Stories about his ancestral legacy in rural Arkansas that extends back to slavery. Secrets from Jacob's tumultuous relationship with Isaac's mother and the shame he carries from the dissolution of their family, tragedies that inform Jacob's role as a father and his reaction to Isaac being gay. But most of all, Jacob must share with Isaac the unspoken truths that reside in his heart. He must give voice to the trauma that Isaac has inherited, and he must create a space for the two to find peace. With piercing insight and profound empathy, acclaimed author Daniel Black illuminates the lived experiences of Black fathers and queer sons, offering an authentic and ultimately hopeful portrait of reckoning and reconciliation. Spare as it is sweeping, poetic as it is compulsively readable, Don't Cry for Me is a monumental novel about one family grappling with love's hard edges and the unexpected places where hope and healing take flight. So yes, this sounds really good, and I definitely cannot wait to read this. But these are two books that I picked for the book of the month for February, and I'm really excited to know what the next books are going to be for March. I keep looking at the app and stuff, and I really want to know like their picks and all that. So I'm excited for those. And then this is from Fairyloot. I had done an unboxing earlier in February because the box that came late. This was supposed to be for January, but it came in February, and that is The Only Monster Can Kill a Hero by Vanessa Lynn. And this is a Fairyloot exclusive. And then on the back it says, don't forget the rule. No one can know what we are, what you are. You must never tell anyone about monsters. So yeah, this is a Fairyloot exclusive. And if you want to watch that video, I'll leave it up above so you can check that out after you watch this video. But yes, I do love the cover. I love the compass that's on it. I do love this very, very much. It has monsters in it. So this might be something I would read in October, you know, since it has tons of monsters in it. So I think it'd be very appropriate for October. So here is this book. This book I also got from Fairyloot. This is an exclusive edition. This came in the February box, and I love this edition so much. I'm just in love with it, and that is Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. And like I said, this is the Fairyloot exclusive, so it's definitely different from the other covers. And then if you take the dust jacket off, it looks like this. And then here is what it looks like in the inside. And this is what it looks like right here as well. But yeah, this is one of my, I definitely cannot wait to read this. I probably might even read it in March. Who knows? There's so many books that I need to read in March. It's ridiculous. But I definitely want to read all like the books that I've been wanting to read, or just I don't know. I got to figure it out. It's probably going to be a very ambitious TBR, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so I definitely got this one, and I just love this edition. I think the sprayed edges is what got me the most, especially with the bird and then the flowers. So yes, this is another Fairyloot exclusive, which I definitely cannot wait to start reading this book. And then lastly, she thick too. She real thick, by the way. And this is definitely something I'm going to be reading really soon. And that is House of Sky and Breath. It's Crescent City novel by Sarah J. Maas. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive. And look at that. She thick. She thick. But I definitely cannot wait to read this. I want to know more about what happens to Bryce and Hunt, because the first book was amazing and very epic. I read the first book in January, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, like I definitely cannot wait to read this. And I'm going to assume that this is Hunt on the front of the cover, because Hunt is an archangel, well, a fallen archangel. So yeah, I definitely cannot wait to read this. I'm interested. I want to read the synopsis, but then I don't want to, because I know in the first book it was very spoilery, and I don't want to spoil this book for anyone or even myself. But yeah, just look at that. This beautiful, gorgeous, love it. But that is it. Those are all the books that I have acquired in February, and it's going to stay that way until next month. I did a lot of pre-orders for next month. But yeah, that is it. That is my book haul for February. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, you guys, and please stay healthy and stay safe. See ya.